into the water, we'll say, and it's not good for men. Well, I'm
Right.
sure it's not good for women too, but it's really not good for men because some of the chemicals that are within it
Mm-hmm.
lower testosterone.
Right.
So I'm like, shoot, you ain't gotta tell me twice. I'm like, about to drink out no bottle. That's gonna mess with my testosterone. So
Right.
I
Exactly.
mean, that's why I got this I, whatever this is. I don't know, man. Like, what would you call 10? Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like a Yeti 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got me on there. So I drink all my water out of here. But also, I don't want to become one of these like super paranoid people. Like, oh, I can't drink out of this bottle and I can't eat out of that bowl. And
Mm-hmm.
I like, look, it's not gonna slow the death. It's not gonna slow the process of death down. We're still gonna die, man.
Right, right.
We're gonna die. So I'm sorry if you think this is gonna slow down the process of death. You're sadly mistaken.
Yep. Here we go.
But I also won't use that as an excuse to just eat whatever, drink whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to live to at least be 90. That's just me. Some people like,
Right.
oh, I don't want to be old. I'm like, well, you said you saying you don't want to be old is basically saying you want to die young.
Right?
I really
Like,
don't think, dude.
man, they say men supposed to live less less longer than women.
Well, it's true.
It is
It's
very
true.
true.
The I think we talked about this before. The life expectancy between men and women falls in favor of the women,
Mm-hmm.
which is why when you what's up, Shindy? Welcome, welcome. She's super early, super early.
Right.
She got them VIP tickets.
Shindy.
Good to see you. Good to see you. But this is why when you hear terms like widowed, it's more so in contrast to like women
Mm-hmm.
and not men.
Man,
Like
yeah.
I've never met a man say I'm widowed.
Yeah, I'm a widower. You
Hundred
couldn't even
percent.
say it. You can't even
It don't
sound
even
right.
it doesn't even sound right, man. So no, man, it's not. It's not. So yeah, we definitely do die a lot more sooner than women. I want
Mm-hmm.
to say between a good. I'm gonna go on a limb and say by 10 to 20 years
Mm-hmm.
sooner
Yeah.
than women because let me see, my grandfather he died in '04, and my grandmother lived all the way up to 20 to the end of almost 2021,
Mm-hmm.
but 2020. So she outlived him over 15 years. 15, well, 17 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's the same way with both my grandparents. Hey yo, Panda, what's good?
so on old Panda,
A1 mod in the building.
hey, that's what I'm talking about. Good to see you. Happy Friday. But yeah, man, this drinking out of bottles, I don't always think about it. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to live my life paranoid.
You
I'm not.
can't. Cause
I'm
you
not doing it.
you will be I don't know if you seen that if you ever watched SpongeBob, but the episode where he broke his butt and he was still stayed in the house all the whole time.
I don't think I saw that one. I gotta check that
Oh
out.
my goodness. It was the funniest thing ever. Had
Oh
a
my gosh.
had a song about it and everything.
Oh, you got a song, man. It's serious.
Here
That's really serious.
for this
Oh,
convo. Oh yeah, we
oh
finna
man.
unpack. We about to unpack a lot, Panda. Definitely about to unpack a lot.
Here for the convo. She got the notepad. She got the clip button ready. Go ahead and retweet this out.
Go on,
And y'all in the
retweet it.
chat. We would definitely appreciate retweets and shares on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, wherever you might be, your
Yep.
MySpace, if you're on MySpace.
Right. I meant to put my video up on TikTok.
Which
But when
one?
the one I did today about the podcast,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but I was like, well, I got back to work and it was busy. So I was like,
Dude, this week has been crazy for you.
yeah, big time.
Super busy. But I applaud you though. Amazing job last month.
Thank you.
Really amazing job, man. I'm not a car salesman, but I do understand the hustle, I'll say, of trying to, make a quote or just accumulate extra clients and stuff like that, especially
Mm,
around this time of the year, man.
yeah,
This is the money season, I'd say.
yeah.
And for everything, because everybody getting their little returns back and
Hmm.
they got some cash in their pocket. So they're like, I'm gonna go buy a car, I'm gonna get a house, or I'm gonna get a trainer, or
Yeah,
whatever the case may be. But just like we always talk about, I'm not necessarily trying to go and purchase things. I'm trying to be smart. Me and Crafty were talking. We had a really in-depth conversation today about credit because there's no there, all about credit. I'm sure you hear this every day, all day. But there is no getting around addressing credit.
not
Not
at
if you want
all.
to not if you want to take the first step.
Hmm. Yep, it's definitely a topic for sure. Definitely a topic because I don't think people realize how important credit is until they try to make a big purchase.
Let's just explain to you at a young age that is like we talked about this on episode 2
Hmm.
about generational wealth and in some cases that some of us were not, informed about the things in which we're going to need in life,
Yeah.
like credit and talking about savings and things of that nature. But it's like you said, it's you don't realize it until it's time to make a major purchase. And like I said, the conversation we had today was about fixing some things on our credit,
Hmm.
so that we can make some big purchases.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, prayers up for this year
There you
or
go. Yeah.
possibly next year. But gotta do something, man. We got
Right.
to. What's up, Flash?
I want to buy a new car, but the way oh my gosh, what?
Right, Shindy.
Man, what?
Look, hey, I'm just
Like,
trying to keep my oil
look,
changes up.
it is wild. Like, cause even the top tier credit people still getting high interest rates. That's what's insane.
Why do you think that is? I mean, what the heck? I mean, what is the point in having like a 750 to 800 credit score if you're still gonna get high interest rate? Was that
It's
inflation or is that somebody
it's
pulling the
it.
strings?
No, it's inflation for sure. It's definitely inflation.
Look at that word.
It's ridiculous. And that's why a lot of people are going to their credit unions because sometimes the credit unions will have the lower rates, but now even the credit unions are having the same rates that other lenders are having. But it's crazy. It I literally I kid you not, I had a 800 Beacon and their interest rate was 6% on a brand new vehicle. Where you would normally get something like almost 3.9, 2.9, something like that.
Yeah.
But like brand new, 6.
Wow.
And then like I don't know if this is advertising, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Oh
Oh,
well.
hey, plug,
so
man. Go ahead.
so
That's up.
like with Nissan, they got 3 vehicles that offer 0%, but it's only for 36 months. So you already know, all right, you're not paying interest, which is a good thing, but your note is about to be astronomical, depending on like what trim level you look at. So
Right.
it's definitely like, what do you do? It's one of those D&D moments.
D&D.
Dang if you do, dang if you don't.
Right?
So
Okay. Trying to put a link out here on Instagram. Get some of my clients and people that follow me on there to tap in and check us out as well. Shindy said it's not working. I don't
no,
know.
it's not. It's not working at all. I don't know what they were thinking about raising the interest rate, but I can only I can only do what I'm supposed to do.
Right. I mean, I can only
But
help you as much as I
I
can.
can I can I can sell you the car all day, but at the end of the day, it's up to you.
Nice. Oh man, I thought this was episode 5. I'm looking at the title. It's episode 4. Okay. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are here for that topic right there. But
Yeah.
we are gonna dive into it. We gotta take.
Actually, not thinking about a career change, but adding a career to what I'm already
Ah,
doing.
gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
um, last month was very busy. So for most of y'all that don't know, that are lurking, I'm a car salesman. So last month was a really good month, really busy month. Didn't really get my off days like I wanted to, except for when me and Miss Bearded took our engagement pictures. Um, but ended up selling 15 cars last year, so I'm still tired from that because I
Ooh,
didn't really get an off day.
ooh.
Um, but back in episode 2 when we were talking about generational wealth and accumulating more money, maybe passive money, maybe more income, I was actually talking to one of my best friends who is a real estate agent, and I talked to him about possibly getting my real estate license and doing that kind of part time because I feel like it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same sales customer service that I'm in right now, so it won't. To me, it shouldn't be that hard because of my personality. It's
Right.
just being able to learn the ins and outs of selling a home, the brokerage part, um, all that. So I'm definitely gonna be looking at that. I think Miss Beard is gonna look into it, and actually, one of my god brother, we were talking about it yesterday. He's actually a general manager at a hotel, and he's talking about making a career change and doing it. So
Hey man, everybody. I know one thing. I'm surrounded by realtors. I got church members as realtors that I'm cool with, clients as realtors.
yeah,
I do know a couple of years ago, Crafty actually entertained the thought of doing it, and I don't know. I don't think that it just didn't. When you want to do something and you don't necessarily like be intentional about it, you kind of
hmm
just you know set to
right,
slide to the wayside. That's kind of what happened. But it's not completely off the table.
yeah,
I do know that real estate is very, very hot right now.
hmm
And I was watching this guy on YouTube, really wealthy fellow, who basically said, rich people invest in two things: stocks and real estate. So these two things, to constantly keep their money pooling in and
hmm
accumulating as time goes on. So I mean, heck, bro, I mean, it wouldn't hurt,
yeah,
to get the license and to do it part time, as you say. And you never know, like, it may actually be something that takes over and that
hmm
becomes something that you want to do full time because there is a lot of money in real estate, depending on where you live, what the
right,
market's
yeah.
like. I'm not no expert and I don't know everything there is to know about it. I know very little, but the only thing I do know is that there definitely is money there, and you're already in the field of sales. So somebody that freaking sold 15 cars in a month, I'm sure can sell a few houses in a month too. I mean, it really shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Selling a house, I say that being a spectator, but again, I guess you kind of got to play off the emotions and the pocketbook of the
hmm
person.
Yeah.
Do you really want this car? How do you feel about this car? Or how do you feel about this house? Do you see yourself living here? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You kind of got to play
Right.
that game.
Yeah.
Shindy says sales skills is very transferable skill to have. You got to know how to talk to people, customer service, goal oriented. Yes, yes, exactly. Same. Yep.
Yep.
And you got all of that. You have all that. And I think hey, go for it, bro. You already know the bros support you, and we're gonna hold you accountable.
Of course. Of course. I wouldn't
we're
have it
gonna hold,
any other way.
we're gonna hold you accountable and make sure you get that. Of course, you got some life changing things, altering situations coming your way. So
Yep.
that's what's up right
Yep.
there.
Yep. Hey, Alpha. What's good? How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Good Alpha, welcome on. Happy Friday. Okay, so with me, life update, it's still the same. Work,
Yeah.
kids, married life. Um, I feel like I'm being pulled in like so many different directions, bro. So
Mm-hmm.
I got three different schedules. I have one schedule book Crafty bought me about a year ago. Another one I bought, which is like more so like a calendar. And then I use, my phone, which is probably the
Yeah.
worst one of all because I never look at the calendar. I just don't look at, bro, old school. I gotta write it down
Yeah.
so I can look at it and remember it because my schedule is like extremely busy. So what's different with me is, much like I always tell you, I'm always trying to look for different ways to expand income and tap into different realms as far as like business goes. So I was talking to this physician in the city. She's a weight loss doctor. I guess that's the best way to put it. I'm pretty sure that's
Mm-hmm.
like a medical term for it. I don't know what it is, but she very very passionate, and she actually is a fitness trainer too, and she
Mm-hmm.
works out. But her main job is, she's a doctor, weight loss doctor. That's what she does. She doesn't train people, but that's what she does.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation recently, and she was like, she told me this years ago about how much she respected my skills and how she thought I was so professional and I took care of my clients and stuff. So she gave me an offer. She was like, a lot of my patients that I see, we give them the plan, we give them the prescription as far as what they're supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
to lose weight, but you still need to go to the gym. You still need to work out. So they usually give them like a list of trusted coaches and trainers that they trust for them to reach out to us and follow up. But the problem was they never really follow up.
Mm-hmm.
So we both basically chalked it up to intimidation because a lot of people, I don't know about y'all out there, is anybody here that go to the gym or maybe you work out at home? I don't know. But I know that a lot of people are actually scared to go to the gym because they think they're gonna look silly or that people are gonna be pointing at them and
Yeah.
you know with social media they think that they're gonna be recorded and put on the internet to be made viral, which that stuff does happen, but it doesn't happen as
As you
much as you
think, yeah.
think. It's not
Mm-hmm.
happening like that. It's not. I've yet to see that in my gym whatsoever. And
Yeah.
even if I did, I would call it out immediately because we're not about to shame nobody in my backyard.
Right.
But yeah, we talked about it, and she was like, would you be interested in like, coming in and maybe you know, doing like a class or something like that, just so they can get comfortable and confident. Because one of my strong points is making my clients comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can gain their trust. And because if a client trusts you, they're gonna do whatever you ask them to do
Right.
to get them to where they want to be. So my strong point has been, building relationships, not not give off that drill sergeant esque attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can be hard and I can be harsh, but I do it out of love, and I make sure that they know that too. So there's that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also in a couple of weeks. I'm setting up a you probably saw it. Maybe well, I didn't share this on Twitter. I don't share a lot of my business stuff on Twitter. I just don't because a lot of it is local stuff. So I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But I'm starting a all kids fitness group on
Okay.
March the 19th, and it's called Train Up a Child. Train up a child, like the Bible verse is,
Yeah.
train up a child in the way in which they should go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not just working out. The idea is to create an environment of, little boys and girls between the ages of about 6 and 13, because I feel like that is a very vulnerable age for kids' development skills and
Mm-hmm.
um, just basically learning who they are and what they see and what they hear, they soak up. And then those character traits end up manifesting themselves in their teenage years, which is why we see a lot of teenagers that are mischievous or just causing a lot of trouble. We got a lot of violence in my area, and
Yeah.
I wanted to put my foot down. I'm like, look, I got to do something, man. Like, I want to get out here and be active, proactive, and
Right.
preferably, the black community. Now, all children are welcome, of course, but a lot of the crime that I see is being committed by, black males. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Right.
So,
Right.
because a lot of this is like spam from like fatherless homes and just a lack of supervision and roaming around the wrong crowds.
Yeah.
So I figured, because I tried to do this with somebody else, but me and him just were not. We just couldn't get on the same page, man. Like our schedules and stuff. I'm like, well, I can't wait on you, man. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
So if you want to join, that's all good. But these kids need us. So it's gonna be working out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be. I'm gonna sit down and talk to the kids. Just let them know like there's a grown up here that is here to make you feel good and to teach you things and to inspire you and to let you know that you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
When you grown up. Because a lot of kids they used to hearing you're not gonna ever be ish or you going to
Mm-hmm.
jail. You going to jail or you gonna be
Six
this, that,
feet
and the third, or
under.
six
Yeah.
feet under. I'm like, you can't. What? How in the world can you possibly expect a child to turn out to be an amazing adult, productive in society, if you're going to tell them you're not going to be anything in this world? Like,
Yeah.
remember, folks, like your words are like blades, and people think that stuff kids don't like. It just bounces off kids. Like, no, they absorb everything
Mm-hmm.
that you do, everything that you say. Um, Example, I opened the door for Crafty everywhere. I opened her car door. I opened the door. She's not allowed to touch doors. Not around me. I do it so much that my kids started doing it. I said, see, because they watch so much.
Right. Right.
They watch so much. They watch the affection. They watch the tendencies, and I'm raising up young men. So I'm like, I can do this for other kids too. You know what I'm saying? So that's really my goal. So I got that going on, and yeah, it's gonna be a busy spring
Yeah.
going into the summer. What's up, Guru dude? 6'4" Guru dude.
6'4".
That dude said his shoe size is 14.
Ooh, okay, Shaq. Let's see. Shindy says, I prefer to work out at home. It's more to do with convenience, and I don't like people staring at me. I mean, that's fair enough. That is fair, you know?
Yeah, there's some creeps in the gym. I look.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with working out at home. Working out at home is fine.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to lie. After we caused chaos with Crafty, I thought about, well, I'm probably going to do it. Put biceps in my stream at some point because it's not an excuse, but it kind of is an excuse. I don't really can find the time to go to the gym when I really want to, except if it's on my off day and I'm not really doing anything. So I'm gonna have to do something.
Exactly. Sounds like a really good program. Children need that type of support. They really do, Shindy. They do. I agree, but we as adults need to put ourselves in the position to be example. Yes, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. Making the time, being intentional, and setting the standard. Um, It's just way too many men not doing anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you feel it in your heart to do something, go ahead and do it. But Bearder, just to kind of like piggyback off of what you just said, as far as like finding time to go to the gym. So basically, your day is you get up, you go to work, you come home, you get ready for stream. You don't really have a break between stream and work. And then after stream, you might want you stay up for like a couple more hours, right? Or you just crash.
Probably about another hour,
Another
hour
hour.
and a half, something like that.
Well, let me go ahead and give you an example. I'm gonna tell you this, then we're gonna go ahead and get into this subject. So Crafty, I don't know, some of y'all have been following Crafty fitness journey. So
Mm-hmm.
I share stuff on Instagram, a lot of it on Instagram and Twitter as well. She is freaking amazing when it comes to like what we've been able. I say we because she says we've done it together.
Mm-hmm.
Her results. So Crafty, dude, she only works out 3 days out of the week,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like she doesn't. I don't want to say she doesn't have time, but there are other things that she has to do that she has to make time for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like Tuesdays will work out. That's a workout day. Monday is her productive day, with business. And then we won't work out again until Friday, which was today. And then we'll work out on Saturday because again, that's another day
Mm-hmm.
that she has available. So I'm telling you that because, don't think that you have to work out every single day or
Yeah.
5 days a week. You don't have to do none of that stuff. That's bro, 3 days Shindy, how many days a week do you work out? What about you two, Guru? If anybody works out, write it in the chat. How many days a week do you work out?
Oh
Personally for
yeah.
me,
Yeah, personally for me, I normally do
three
3
to
days.
four.
Yeah.
3 to 4 for me. That's it.
Yeah.
Um, because if your diet is in check and or you eat well, it's really unnecessary to work out every
Mm.
day.
Right.
It's not needed.
Yeah.
It's not. What's up, Cammy? Welcome on in. Checking in. Okay, so have you heard of Kick by any chance? Anybody heard of Kick?
Mm-hmm.
You creating an account?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm skeptical, man.
Well, like there's another streamer I follow. Most of y'all might know her, MVK. She plays a lot of she actually just hit YouTube partner. Um
Wow.
but she plays a lot of Call of Duty, things like that. Well, she just made one and she was skeptical about it at first too. Cause she wasn't sure how it was gonna work. But she ended up making one. I hadn't been over there yet, and I know some people that have created an account and they've um no, they seem to like it, but I don't know.
It just seems like I'm not against the idea. I mean, I love diversity, and Twitch does need competition. I mean, look at us. We're on YouTube right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it just comes down to like how much time do you have to spare,
Right.
so to speak. I mean, I really don't want any more things on my plate. My plate is full. So to create a whole nother account when I hardly ever use my Twitch is ridiculous, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
To just, I'm gonna go to Kick. Like, bro, you only stream like once this year. So
Yeah.
what do you need another account for? So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Shindy works out Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Guru works out 5 days a week. Okay. Guru be going hard, man.
Going hard.
Yeah, and Shindy, her workout is what the heck were you playing last week? Like she was dancing on stream. I don't want to say it
Was
wasn't
it?
Dance Dance Revolution. It was something
Yeah.
else she was playing.
Was it?
Just
I think was it the Michael Jackson experience or was it? Ooh, excuse me, that was terrible. Oof. Or yeah, Just Dance. Yeah.
Just Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, Just Dance. Yeah. She was sweating. She was getting it. She
Look,
was getting it.
I might have to bring Creed back to the stream because
Oh my God. This man right here about called a cramp.
I
Woo.
was hurting. I was hurting after that one. Uh,
That actually made me want to get an Oculus.
Man, dude, it's fun. I think you enjoy it, especially when you playing with like friends. I think you really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Okay.
Isn't Kick more geared toward gambling or something? I, I don't know, Guru. I really don't know. I've heard some stories, but I don't know how true they are.
I don't know.
So,
I can't confirm. I can't. I don't know. I know that Twitch partners are like. I don't think they're allowed to like vouch for other platforms, so they'll do whatever they can to trash them.
yeah.
So most Twitch partners I hear trashing Kick, and the affiliates are like, for obvious reasons, giving it more of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check it out over the weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. And we might even get a D Muscle stream tomorrow. We'll see.
Hey, yo, let's
Maybe.
go.
Hey. Okay. I mean, I ain't got but one client tomorrow, so I'm not really doing much. We'll see.
There you go.
All right. 30 minutes later, we had to go ahead and do that before
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just jump
Of
right into
course.
the main course now. Come on now. All right, question. So this is for like the chat and for us as well. How does everybody feel about interracial dating? We're going straight for the jugular. Interracial, and in case you don't know what that means, dating somebody that's not necessarily that looks like you. Maybe they got blue eyes. Maybe they got brown eyes. Maybe they got nice thick lips and hips and dips and all that stuff.
Got yams. I'm
Or maybe
going.
he just got nice long blonde hair. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
So I'm
I'm
just
on.
wondering, like, what are your thoughts on interracial dating? And he says, I don't mind
Um,
it.
yeah, I'm with Shindy and Alpha. Love who you love. I don't mind it. I've been in. I ain't gonna say several.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say several, but I have been in a few of them.
same.
Let's see. When we were talking about this, in the group chat, I was actually thinking, I was like, man, how many relationships have I been in, and how many of them were interracial? And I want to say it was 4 to 3. So I've been in four interracial relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's crazy, and Panda could probably tell you. She'll probably agree, but all of my friends, my family members, and my coworkers all thought I was going to end up marrying a white woman.
You know what? You know what's funny? 10 years ago, I was training this woman, and I told her I was married. I told her I was married several times, and then Crafty came to the gym, and the next day, my client was like, she said, I don't know why, but I thought your wife was white. What do you mean? Like, how do you make that assumption? Nothing's wrong with that. I just like, what do you mean? Like, I thought your wife was white. Like, you can base that on my attitude and
Right.
my appearance. It was one of the weirdest things. Crab, you probably
Yeah.
remember that. She probably
Yeah.
remember that. I
uh,
said, no, no.
Alpha says you love who you love. However, you do not disrespect one race to uplift the other. Big facts. Big facts. And
And
that's the issue
man,
today.
yeah.
That's what we're seeing a lot of.
Yes, that's what we are basically gonna be talking
And
about today.
yep.
Yeah. Man, oh man. So we've all agreed that interracial dating is fine. I don't mind it. I actually love it because I like diversity and mixed kids are gorgeous.
Agreed. Agreed.
They're beautiful. All children are beautiful, but mixed kids are just they steal your heart.
Yeah.
They're so gorgeous. Like, wow, like you can't how could you say that this isn't right when they create this gorgeous human being.
Mhm.
You know, I love it. I do. So
Crafty shaking her
unfortunately,
head.
everybody doesn't feel that way.
Right, right.
Everyone doesn't feel that way. So um, y'all can see the title here, the double standard. So we can't speak for like other cultures. We're just gonna stick to the black culture, African American culture, because that's who we are and that's what we see. And your fiance is a black woman,
Hmm.
my wife, a black woman. Why? That's who we just fell in love with. It has absolutely nothing to do with skin color at all. And they could have been white, could have been Asian. I don't care. I just if you treat me right, you got my back, then
Yep,
we're good. We
that's
can be
it.
Bonnie and Clyde, minus the violence.
Mm. No, I'm just kidding.
My man had to think about it. He's like, damn. So a lot of what I'm seeing is friction between black men and black women.
Mhm.
I thought long and hard about this. I'm like, why is this? I'm like, why does it seem like? And this isn't all now. This isn't all. Let make that straight. I'm like, but why does it seem like there's like so many like black women talking down on black guys? You know what I'm saying? Like saying stuff
Mhm.
like, you ends ain't ish and you
Yeah.
broke and just all different type of like belittling terms, we'll say. And then on the flip side, I hear black men saying things about black women like, you guys, y'all ratchet,
Yeah.
you
Ghetto.
ghetto, you're not submissive, and all this different type of stuff. You gold digger. We hear that term thrown back and back over to black
Yeah.
females a whole lot, and there just seems to be this like this friction, or I'm not gonna say hatred. I can't go that far. I'm not gonna go
Right,
that
right.
far because that ain't true right there.
Yeah.
But friction, at least like this, like constantly butting heads and just can't seem to like just love on each other
Hmm.
without all of that stuff. So I thought about it, and I even did research. I didn't do a ton of research. I don't really think this is something you can just look up on Google. Why do black women hate each other? Like, no. But from what I was able to gather, a lot of this tends to like go back to slavery. Um, there were like instances to where, black men were basically just emasculated, by slave owners in
Hmm.
front of their wives and in front of other like females and things of that nature.
Yeah.
A lot of them, a lot of the black, there's some pretty bad stuff. I mean, I'll just go ahead and say, strip them down, and black men were raped in front of their wives and in front of their women. So a lot of them witnessed that. Um, and a lot of the males witnessed, their wives,
Hmm.
being raped by the masters and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know, thinking about it, of course, it's really hard to like to think about because that was actually the reality, and that's what happened back then. And a lot of people tend to say that what happened 400 plus years ago had a trickling effect on modern day African Americans, we'll say, as far as like mentality and attitude and perspective and just things of that nature. So
Yeah.
I really don't know if I'm willing. I'm not saying that none of that didn't play a role, but I don't know, man. Do you really believe that what we're talking about right now really stems from 400 plus years ago of traumatic happenings between black men and black women? Because some people would say, well, black women don't respect black men because of things like that happened back
Mm.
then, and that just came down through the generations. And I don't know, man. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think. I don't think slavery really had a big. I mean, I'm sure it had a part in it, but not a big part.
Right.
I feel like more so the reason it is now is because you got, uh, I mean, you got moms playing both roles, you got dads playing both roles, uh, and the biggest one of them all is social media.
Yes.
You know, you got your Kevin Samuels, you got your, um,
Lord.
you know, R.I.P. to that guy.
Yeah.
But and then you got your feminists and you know, so social media is it's the main reason for me because you have some people that say this is how it's supposed to be, this is what you need to go for to, to feel worth it. This is how you know your worth. And then you got the other side saying opposite. And then all of a sudden, like you said, you're butting heads. So um, there's no easy balance to it.
I do think that social media does play a huge role as far as like crafting the mindset, as far as like what is and what isn't. Meaning on social media, a lot of people tend to believe the first thing that they hear, first thing that they see.
Hmm.
You know, hardly anybody considers like, is this really being talked about? Like in IRL, or are people really doing these things in real life, or is this just something that's on social media now? This is just one of the many topics that social media has that's talked about on there because to be
Hmm.
honest with you, everything that we're saying right now and we're gonna talk about, I have never heard until social media. However, I do see things in public that kind of do make some of this seem a little true
Yeah.
when it comes to how black men and black women feel about each other.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm trying, you can tell I'm trying really hard to choose my words
Yeah.
wisely because you know, well, I don't want nobody cussing me out in the chat. Hey, you know, like this is what I'm talking about. Y'all ain't ish. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
this is not a debate because I love everybody. I just want to know why because
Hmm.
I want to see improvement and I want to know what can be done to like get us on the same page,
Yeah.
basically.
So
You
if
know,
chat
so
chat, if y'all got comments, please put them in. We definitely want to
yeah,
hear your thoughts.
it's an open discussion for everybody. Everybody's welcome.
Just
But
no bashing of each other. Just no bashing.
yes, please, yeah. So the term that I just learned about a couple months ago, passport bro movement. And I'm like, at first I thought it was a joke. Did you know about this?
I knew about it, but never heard that term.
Yes, it was always a thing, but it was never like, oh, that has a name.
Yeah, yeah.
That has a name. Like what?
It has
So
a
then,
name.
if y'all don't know what that means, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, or you're on YouTube now, and just type it in, like passport. Open another tab though. Don't take our tab away to go look for this nonsense. Open another
Ah,
tab and then look up passport, bro. So
it's very interesting.
yeah. So in case you don't know what that means, basically it's fed up black men who say we're not taking this no more. We're sick of this.
We're not gonna take it.
Right. I'm just repeating what I see, what I hear. These dudes literally saying, I'm sick and tired of them giving me the wrong number, black women giving me the wrong number. I'm sick and tired of the attitudes. Sick and tired of them not giving me the time of day. I'm sick and tired of waiting and the bad guys and the thugs get all the love. They get all the booty. While I'm sitting over here just twiddling my fingers. I'm sick of this. So these these guys are like going across the world, not the country, the world, to other places like the Philippines, um, Thailand, places like that. You know where, and I'm pretty sure other
Mhm.
countries too. Probably
Russia, Ukraine.
yeah, places yeah, Russia, you where you can think of that there isn't a black woman in sight, basically. But when I saw it, it was there were men going to places like I said, the Philippines and Thailand to find Asian women. So the thing about Asian culture, I don't know if we got anybody that's Asian in the chat or not. I'm not sure, and if you are, then you probably agree with what I'm about to say. So a lot of Asian families tend to groom their daughters into being housewives so that they can take care of the home and nurture the kids, and the husband just goes to work and takes care of them. So basically raising they're training their children up, their daughters up to be wives.
Mhm.
So a lot of these guys, they know this, so they go over there and they go looking for a wife. So I mean, I don't know how disingenuous you can be as far as like, well, since they don't want to act right, I'm gonna go over here and just go get me one of these women. Get her a wife, and she's gonna love me. She's gonna take care of me, and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I think that if it's a move of desperation to just go and snag somebody up that you don't really know like that, because this stuff
Mhm.
goes on in the military, but it's a little different in the military because they're already
Yeah.
over there. It's not like they leaving.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? They have kids with women all over the world because they stationed over there.
Mhm.
Like, if you ever wonder, like, you see like a black and Asian child, like, man, how that happen? Usually, usually it's because the mom. I can almost guarantee you the mom's Asian.
Mhm.
I promise you that. And then the man's like white or black or whatever the case may be. And oh yeah, I met her over in South Korea, or I met her in Malaysia. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, so how you feel about men going overseas for wives? What's up, Queen? Queen in the house.
Miss Shar was good. What's happening? Nah, she don't. I won't do it. Let's see. Alpha, women get tired of being catcalled, plus with all the things that happen to women when men are rejected. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
I'm gonna comment on that one.
my thoughts. My thoughts. I think it's I'm just be honest. I think it's really I ain't gonna say stupid because I don't want to call it stupid, but I think it's of they're acting on emotion rather than
Ooh,
logic. Because I
okay.
mean, I you can't go you can't expect to go overseas and find the love of your life when one again you really don't know much about them. Two, you don't know their culture because that I think that's a big thing is their culture.
Very big. Yeah.
Um, because the things that we do here, they might not do over there. So one of y'all got to adjust, and but me personally, I mean, if you want to go find the love of your life overseas, I'm not gonna tell you not to do it, but I just don't see the point in doing it. I mean, we talk about this all the time. God, there's somebody out there that God is gonna place in your life.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta be patient and wait for it. But that's the thing. We as a society are not patient people. We want our cake and we want to eat it too. And if we don't get it right when we want it, then we're gonna find some way to get it.
True.
So
We do have to be patient and wait on that special person, but we also have to make sure that we are in the position for that person. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people claim, I want a wife or I want a husband, and they got some demons and some issues that they need to work out before they decide to come together with bring somebody else into their life.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I kind of had this conversation with somebody earlier, um not really related to what we're talking about now. It's just it was on the subject of just sex partners, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. Like, people, and I'm not trying to make this about that, but people completely devaluing the purpose of it, missing the point in how sacred and how important it is, and the role that that act plays into a relationship. I just don't. I think people just completely just don't value it at all.
Yeah.
Especially in
Mm-hmm.
today's society. You know, but I can't make any sense of somebody going across the world to find just a wife, only to know nothing about her culture, nothing about her, really. I mean, you can't get there. You can't possibly tell me you get there, I'm in love with her. Like, of course she's gonna say I love you to get the heck out of there so she can get back to New York or Florida or whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard some bad stories about this stuff too. Like, I heard of them going over there, like Russia or Germany or wherever, and they come back to the States, get their papers, get their their green card, and then just leave the husband. Just leave the
Crazy.
husband. Just, yeah, just, I'm like, and you did all of that because you weren't patient, and because you
Mm-hmm.
probably didn't work on yourself as far as like um waiting on that person in which you wanted. Now, Alpha says something about a lot of women are the way that they are due to the reaction that men give them when they're rejected. So, ladies, let me ask y'all a question. I know all of you, and I want to hear. I see quite a few of you in the chat. Have you ever turned a man down and his rejection was over the top? Like, I mean, his
Mm-hmm.
response was over the top. Like, did he go all out, or was it what you expected? Was he disrespectful, etc.? Because I know Alpha has a great point, because a lot of guys will try to act like a gentleman until
They get
the woman's
rejected.
like, I'm not interested, I'm good, and then they start acting. Then the little boy comes out of them. Oh, why you ugly? Oh, look at you, your big
Right.
head.
Yep.
Your booty ain't all that big anyway. Look at you. You work at Wendy's.
Yep.
Like, oh my. So you off top already told us what your motives were.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, and by all means, ladies, keep being cautious.
Yep.
Keep on being cautious. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand the mindset of disrespecting a person just because they're not
You got
interested.
right. Yep. I think that happens a lot. Like a lot. It's like, okay, you got rejected. Move on. You know, maybe that wasn't the person for you. Maybe there was something that they didn't see in you. Maybe there was something you didn't see in them. But I mean, take your L and keep moving. And that's the big problem. People don't like taking L's. They hate
Yeah.
to lose.
Everyone want W's. You can't have all wins. Even Goldberg lost.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson lost. They all got L's,
Yep.
right? So what about the response from black females to males that do this? Because I'm hearing things like, oh, these are some weak, ends. They're weak. They're betas
Hmm.
because they got to go over there and go get a woman. Do you feel like that's fair? Listen though. Do you feel like that's fair for them to say that? And do you think that that's belittling the intelligence of foreign women?
Ooh.
Because it kind of sounds like that. It sounds like, oh, you got to go over to the Philippines and get a girl. Like,
Hmm.
Like you trying to make it seem like they subhuman or something.
Yeah. I yeah, now that you put it that way, I would agree. It is kind of belittling because I mean you don't know the person across the world from the next person. So
Huh,
how can you say that how can you say what you just said if you don't know that person? You just assuming okay, they they gonna be submissive, they gonna let you walk all over them,
right.
blase,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and you might not even know that. I mean, shoot, that woman could have been born from a famous boxer and she know how to defend herself. You just won't know until you try.
Right. She may have a butcher knife waiting on you or something.
Shoot, she might be the daughter of the Godfather.
That's why you need to learn the culture.
That's why you got to learn the
You don't
culture.
know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. But let me read this comment. Alpha says, I've had men call me every name in the book except a child of God, all because I said no. I was rude or nasty. I was not rude or nasty to them, but they are to me. One guy tried to get violent with me. Wow.
See, that's too far. That's just too much.
Taking
Like
rejection is not easy, but it should never like result to like
violence. Exactly.
violence at
Yeah.
all.
It don't make any sense.
I mean,
And
it's a
then
little embarrassing. Don't get me wrong. It's a little
yeah,
embarrassing to be turned
oh
down, but still, it doesn't merit for disrespect ever,
yeah, yeah,
ever.
right. And Alpha made another good point. You know, a lot of men want a servant and not a wife.
Oof, oof.
That's yeah. That's definitely a true statement to some people like that.
I don't want no servant.
Now, me either.
I can tell you now, I don't have a servant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a servant. I got a wife, and I'll just I'm kind of like I'm seeing myself on the interstate, and I'm gonna get off on this exit just to kind of make a point because I don't know if anybody here is married or not, but like I said, we're going on March the 30th. Actually, March the 30th is me and Crafty's 11-year anniversary. So we been married for 11 years. March 20th will mark our actual when I asked her out. So that's 19 years. So we've
Mm,
been together for a long time.
yeah.
And I can tell you right now that our relationship is more of a I got your back, you got my back.
Mm-hmm.
Your problem is my problem is your problem. We're gonna do this together.
Yeah.
There ain't no you, there ain't no me, it's only us. No one is above each other. No expectations are set too high for one to not reach.
Mm-hmm.
And we want the best for each other. Now I do know for a fact there are some guys out here that want a woman to wait on them hand and foot. Like, dude, that you got that treatment when you were a little boy
Mm-hmm.
from your mama. You're a grown
Yep.
woman. Like, she ain't about to do that for you. And I don't think that has anything to do with being submissive.
Yeah.
I really don't. People, I say this all the time. People say these words and they don't even know the definition of it.
Mm-hmm.
Black guys, I'm gonna go get me an Asian wife, or I'm gonna get me a Russian wife because black women are not submissive. What does that mean? You're an idiot just for saying that because you just put a whole group of women in one bunch and said they're not submissive.
Yeah. Like it,
It doesn't make any sense.
it does not make any sense.
Like, what are you doing to show a woman, that she can be submissive? Because a lot of guys don't understand. They don't know this, but that is determined on how you act, what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies. A woman that does not feel secure is not ever going to be submissive. Kind of goes back to what you said about 25 minutes ago. A lot of women, um, they play the role of both mom and dad. When it comes to raising kids. So anybody that has to do something like that, I'm sure grows a certain level of like toughness,
Mm-hmm.
and and that toughness kind of surrounds the heart because they're so used to depending on themselves. So you need to be a special type of person, special type of man, I'd say, to
Mm-hmm.
show her, hey, I got it. You can let your guard down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if it's one thing that I don't think a lot of guys consider, when they talking to women, is you don't know what that woman's been through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know her. You don't know her from Eve, and and vice versa. Ladies, you don't know what these guys been through. It's some great. There are still really, really good men in the world.
She's a great woman
Right
in the
here,
world.
right here on the screen. There's some good men in the world. I can't speak for everybody, but you know, they still out here. But
Yeah.
just the whole idea of like just of going to another country just to get married is silly to me, man. It really is.
Yeah.
It is. It's kind of like putting the cart before the horse.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, you also gotta think about this. If you're a religious person, God didn't make Eve to be submissive. God made Eve to be a helper for Adam.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why and I'm speaking from a man's standpoint, why as a man
Yeah.
do you have to have a submissive woman when she's supposed to help you?
Damn. Ooh. Ooh. That's good. You see, the garden was Adam's, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your home. This is your responsibility. I'm giving her to you to help you do that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like to help you do that. Like it's just like your home. Like fellas, it's your responsibility to take care of your home. Wash your clothes, make up your bed, cook, wash the dishes, take out the trash. These are your duties as a man.
Which I'm
Not
still
look,
learning.
look, man. Let me tell you something. Like, unfortunately, the guideline that we had to go off of throughout the generations in childhood didn't exactly teach us that. We didn't see
You're
that.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't see that. A lot of what we see or what we demonstrate is what we've known our whole life. But it's not until you get older and you realize like that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because personally, for me, I don't feel like a woman should feel like
Like a
like some
house.
servant.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
housewife,
yeah,
basically.
like a servant or a maid or anything like that. She shouldn't have to feel that way. She shouldn't. If she wants to cook, let her cook.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't feel like cook, guess what? Get in the kitchen.
Yep. Or make you a
You
bowl of
do it.
cereal. That's it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If she tired when she come home from work, don't expect her to just get up and dash into this, that, and the third. If you know she tired, just say, "Hey, I got it.
Yep. Or
I
you
got it."
order food. One of the two.
Order food. Yeah, that way you can sit down too, and the food will just come to you.
Yeah.
But to just like I said, to just expect, women to be submissive with that old way of thinking, it's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fellas, when you start doing things, when you start taking the initiative in the proper order, then it's naturally going to happen.
Yep.
It's naturally going to happen. One thing that excuse me, that I take full responsibility for it. The energy of my household is I try to keep it peaceful, fun, loving, happiness. Is it like that all the time? That's not a perfect world, man. But
Yeah.
anytime things get out of alignment, I try to get it
Bring
back,
it back. Yeah.
bring it back, and not sit in there because again, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, like my kids, they watch my every move. They listen
Mhm.
to everything that I say, and at some point they're gonna emulate everything that I do.
Yeah.
What they see, their mom happy, and they see me happy. They see me cleaning. They see me cooking. They see me doing all these things. Like, cause again, when they grow up, they won't expect a woman to just do these things.
Yeah.
Because we, what I'm saying, we tell my oldest son all the time, bro. It's time for you. You gotta learn to cook. You gotta learn how to drive. You gotta do all this stuff so that you could take care of yourself. And then whenever that special lady comes into your life, you could do that for her.
Yep. Yep.
I think it was
Exactly.
what was I watching? I think it was an episode of King of the Hill. Do you remember the episode when remember Cotton, Cotton, right? The
Yeah.
granddad.
Yeah.
You remember the time like I think he had went to like a strip club or something, and Bobby was there,
Mm-hmm.
and he slapped the girl on the butt. Like, this is what they good for, boy.
Yep.
This is all women good for.
Yep.
Take notes. And then I'm like, Hank, Hank lost it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Bobby,
Dig it, Bobby.
that boy ain't right. Like,
uh,
you'd be surprised at how many guys like they act like that in front of their sons.
yeah.
And ladies, these are the same men that try to holler at you. Same men that can't take rejection.
Yeah. Alpha says, I also believe our boys should learn how to cook because it's a vital skill for everyone to learn. Yes, big facts. Big facts.
Yeah,
Um,
chef.
you know, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really learn. I mean, I learned how to cook from my mom because my
Mhm.
dad, he didn't really cook a lot. But when he did, he did. But I learned how to cook from my mom, but I really never actually cooked for myself up until I got
Mhm.
to college. But now I don't mind cooking at all.
Oh,
So
see, I remember that episode.
that episode was hilarious.
Yeah, I grew up. Both my grandparents cooked. They both did, and
Hmm.
they cooked their own way. Like it wasn't the same. Like grandfather had his way of cooking, grandmother had his way of cooking.
Yeah,
I mean, her way of cooking, and then that was the platform that I was exposed to,
yeah.
at least. So, and then of course I started trying to cook and stuff and burning up bacon and all that stuff at 13 years old. But interestingly enough, I didn't learn how to cook bacon properly until I was an adult.
And
Still
that
gotta
grease
watch it.
pop. Having that
Dude,
grease popping.
man. Pat, 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 all on burning my arms and stuff, man. Listen, yeah, that's just
Look, I got so used to it, I don't even flinch anymore.
you. I mean, dude, well, as long as it didn't get in your eye,
Yeah, yeah.
you okay. As long as you don't get in your eye, you're fine. You'll be all right. But so do you see? Do you see this? Do you see this passport bro movement? We're gonna call it a movement because most movements come and go.
Hmm.
What do you think it's gonna take to keep men in the USA versus having to feel like they gotta leave? What does a guy have to do? Whose fault is this? If anybody's fault, like what would you say to a
Man,
guy that was? I'm just saying if you had a dude that came up to you and say, "Man, Bearded, man, I can't find a girlfriend, man. I think I'm gonna go to Malaysia." Would you just let him go, or would you just would you spit some gems to him?
I mean, honestly, I'd spit some gems to him. But at the end of my conversation, I'm like, look, you can listen to me all day. If you still want to go over there, then that's your call. But I mean, there are people out there. Like, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a backstory. So most of the relationships that I was in were in the church. Every girlfriend I had, well, we met in church. Um, Mrs. Bearded was actually the first person that I met online. So my thing of it is you got different avenues to find somebody. I mean, not just, going out to the club, going to the bar, or
Yeah.
anything like that. You got your church people. There might be uh, a lady in the church or a fella in the church that you might find attractive. Um, I mean, you might find people online, but even then, you got to be careful with people online because you could get catfished or it don't work out, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Catfish.
yeah, but I mean, at the end of the conversation, I'm like, look, you, I told you how I feel about it. It's still your decision. I'm not gonna tell you to do it. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. But now at least you know how I feel about it.
Right.
So
Because there are many places that we can you can find a partner, of course, like you said, the church and the library. I met Crafty in the mall actually. We I this is gonna sound terrible, but I hope she ain't in the chat. But
hold on, let me
I
go
never
get her real quick.
I never noticed her. I didn't. I never noticed her, but she said she noticed me like every week. She's like, I would see you every week, and you just didn't pay me any attention. And then the only reason I paid her any attention is because she was staring a hole in me. I mean, she gave me this look that was like, yeah, you. That's how she looked at me, man. I was like, ain't no way I'm leaving without saying something to this woman. And she's,
Hey,
hey, believe it or not, she still looks at me like that to this day.
yeah.
There's a particular look that your woman gives you that it's that same look. Like I said, that was like 19 years ago,
Hmm.
but still, I remember it like it was yesterday. But I met her at the mall, and like you said, online, and again, yeah, you do have to be careful with that. There's just many places I know many people who have gotten married from meeting people online. So it doesn't have to always be in the club. And to be honest with you, I don't really think the club is the best place to find somebody. It's just my opinion. I mean, people drunk, high, you know what I'm saying, crunk, all that. It's just not the best place.
Did he just say crunk?
Yeah, I
This
did.
man is
I
showing his
almost,
age.
I almost said, do we still say that? But I guess not. What is it? Lit now? Is it lit?
It's lit.
It's lit. Okay. Look, man, I'm old. Okay.
I mean, I'm
I
I'm
mean,
there with you. It's okay. I'm
okay.
with you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, come on, don't do that to me. um, what's it? Alpha says that it's both sides. Both sides are to blame. So
Yeah.
okay, so we've been like really beating the guys over the head. Let's go ahead and get back over to the ladies. I mean, do you think that ladies are a little too hard on black men?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I'm gonna say yes and no. I say yes and no. Only reason I say yes is because I mean, just like any person, you go through something traumatic, and I mean, you're gonna keep your wall up regardless of even if you get treated right. You're still gonna have your guard up until something just miraculously happens to your guard is brought down. So that's why I say yes to an extent, but I also say no because you also have to be protective of yourself. You just don't want to. You know, women just don't want to pick the first guy, if that makes sense.
Hmm?
They want to. This is gonna sound so crazy, but my manager, my boss, he said something like this. He was like, relationships are kind of like cars. Like you can rent a car for so long, like you can lease a car for so long, and then you got to turn it back in, or you can buy the car and you got it for life, type thing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go at Alpha on this one because on both sides of the spectrum, men and women, we all got unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And when those expectations are not met, then we get down on ourselves. Then we start putting it on other people, blaming the other party, and when we're supposed to be blaming ourselves because these are our expectations; they're not theirs. So,
Yeah. It's kind of like that the video that you shared, the TikTok video you shared the other
oh
day.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh. So, just to kind of give everybody an example or some context of what that video contained, it was basically a woman saying, like a black woman talking to a black guy saying, you're not my type. And he's like, well, so what's your type? She's like, well, you got to drive a really, really expensive car. You got to be making six figures. You got to live in a house and not an apartment. Um, and I thought this part was interesting because it showed how immature she was. She said, and he needs to treat me like a princess. I was like, for some reason, that just jumped out at me like a princess.
yeah.
I'm like, so you see yourself as a princess, basically,
Not a queen,
not a queen.
not a queen.
I mean, I thought that was the goal, ladies, queen. I mean, I hear that all I hear is king and queen now. This chick said princess. So she set the bar so high that the guy was like, well, what do you have to offer? And basically she's like, well, he don't need to worry about all that. He got me. I'm like, so and she wasn't even all that, to be honest with you, bro. To be honest, it's just, yeah, the bar was super high.
Yeah, and then he came back and was like,
Ooh,
"Well, you stay in the same complex. Where you stay at? You stay in that? No, I stay with my mom.
yeah,
Where
she
you?
stayed.
You make six figures? No, I work at Wendy's. What? I was like, oh man. Even though
So
now, yeah, and even though it was a skit, it was still true.
it was very true. It was very, very true. It was because that's real life. That's how it is. They acted it out perfectly. You know, um, I got a client that has a friend that has she's super bougie. Her standards are extremely high. Her standards so high that she has just basically given up on men and just started dating women. So she's like going back and forth between men and women. She's like, well, I'm just gonna date women until I find a guy that meets my standards. I'm like, that's one of the stupidest things I ever heard of in my life. So you gonna date the woman because these men don't fulfill your standards. So what is the woman doing to fulfill your standards? It's, well, what the I don't understand. When she told me that, I was like, "What's wrong with your friend? You need better friends." That
Yeah,
girl sound confused.
like very. She is very bi curious.
She went on a date. These are a black male and a black female, by the way. He took her on a date to the movies. I don't know what they went to see, but she was like, I feel like she went on a date anticipating for him to fail. So he was laughing out loud. He he was taking his popcorn, throwing it in the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would catch it in his mouth, and I guess some of the popcorn got on her. And that was like a deal breaker for her. And then I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was the fact that he didn't have a new car. It was like I guess it was an older model. So then she's like, "Well, why did you even go on a date with him if you knew this?"
Mm-hmm.
You know why she went on a date with him? Because he was an engineer.
Oh.
I said, you know what? Your friend is an idiot. Did she
Was
ever think,
it?
what's up, Jess? I said, you even think for 1 minute that man probably stacking his bread and he don't care about driving a Tesla right now?
Right.
This man, an engineer. And she said, I can't date him because of his car.
That's tough,
But that's real.
but it's real.
That's real. Now, I personally don't think that. I mean, I gotta say, I know some fellas can be kind of just simple minded, but God's standards for women ain't nowhere near as high. I don't think as some of these unrealistic expectations that some black women, not all black women, but some of them put on some
Yeah.
of the black men. Like I've never met a man that said, "Oh, she got to make $70,000 to supplement with my $100,000."
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We got Kevin Samuels, man, man. I got dude. I went on like a Kevin Samuels binge watching fest, and I was showing Crafted a video. She was getting pissed off.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you. And he had some followers.
Oh, he did. He didn't, but he boosted the men's head up. I don't know if that was a good thing or not. I don't know. I don't know, man, because he already had the money. He had money.
Mm-hmm.
I said he up here boosting up dudes that's working at McDonald's head. Okay, bro, make it make sense.
Mm. And
That's just being blatantly vain. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, she was vain, but with those type of expectations, you'll be alone for a long time,
Yeah.
really long time. Um,
Alpha
I mean,
says I'm
we
50-50.
oh 50, yeah, 50-50. I mean, bro, let me ask you this. I mean, let's get personal. I get personal too. Do you have any standards for your woman? Like,
No.
what are the standards for her to be Mrs. Bearded? Because you didn't propose to her.
I mean, the first thing definitely your love for God.
Okay,
I mean, that's my main thing.
right?
Um, you know, because I won't always say that personalities got to match each other. Because I mean,
No,
it's a good thing if they do because the energy is gonna be top notch. But it's not always like you're like everybody says opposites attract. Or I mean,
yes,
you know,
yes,
so I could be the most goofiest person in the world. She could be serious, but I mean, if we're still compatible, then I'm okay with it. Um, you know, I would say a little bit of similarities as far as like interests and things like that because you know I may be interested in playing video games and streaming, but you might not be. You know, um, but my main thing is definitely your love for Christ because again, if he's the center of everything, then everything else gonna fall into place.
right,
So
right. Yeah, I like that. Personally, like I said, me and Crafty, we're literally the opposite on all fronts. On all fronts. Like people even question, like, how did you and her? How did that happen? You know.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, I couldn't answer this question when I was younger because we met at 18 and 19. But I can answer the question now. Now that I'm older and I understand because
Yeah.
we have a better understanding of each other. So compatibility doesn't always equal having mutual interests.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't because there are things that I love that she doesn't. There's things that she loves that I don't. However, we support what each other's interests are. I support what
Yep.
she loves. She supports what I love, and any opportunity that we get, when that crosses over, then we'll do it. Like we right now, it's Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she won't play nothing else with me,
Yeah.
nothing, but she will play Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like compatibility has a lot to do with how does that person make you feel. Like you may not like anime or you may not like video games, but I love how supportive you are to me. I love how you make me feel. I love how you pick me up when I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or I love the fact that you laugh at my jokes, things like that. So there's something like that. I feel like goes a long way as far as like being compatible. But like my standards are similar to yours. Um, just having a love for God, serving the Lord. That's what I've always wanted in a wife. And that's the woman that she's becoming. Like neither of us were always like that. Like especially when we were younger. Like our journey is different. Maybe different than yours and Aqua's. Maybe different than a lot of people's, we are what we call late bloomers, when it comes to like the faith.
Mm-hmm.
But having my back no matter what. Not, I mean, she's seen me. Crafty has seen me with no money before, no car, no job. She was there. This was like many years ago, like decades ago. She was there, and she never once like judged or never once put pressure. It was always encouragement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was always, it'll get better. She was always been the calm one, But I think I'm rubbing off on her a little bit. She's starting to get just a little bit more, showing a little bit more spunk.
Yeah.
So I've always loved that about her. So that I'm like, dang, you don't really get that a lot, like hardly ever
Mm-hmm.
out of some people because some women be like, man, if you don't get a job, man, you got to go.
Yep.
I'm like, you ain't got no car. I got to come pick you up. That was how it was earlier in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? I was like riding the bus to go see her. I was getting rides to go see her. I was driving other people's cars to go see her. And she would always take me home. You know what I'm saying? She would take me home and she never said a word, just never applied no pressure. Like, I'm
Yeah.
getting tired of doing this. When you gonna come pick me up?
Yeah.
When you gonna pick me up? When you gonna pay for this? When you gonna pay for that?
Right. Yeah.
Now that, we're married and we got kids, it's like I every opportunity that I get to do something for her, I do. Every opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
she already knows this is not a secret. She about to get another ring. Because it's time.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves it. Anything I can do.
Yeah.
And that is like I said, like Alpha said, a lot of men look for servants and not wives. Like I'm the one trying my best, to keep her happy and to keep peace in the home. And that's effort right there. That's love right there.
Yeah.
And in return, she demonstrates that as well,
Mm-hmm.
along with being submissive by allowing me to lead. She's like, okay, let me run that back. Some people think that when a woman is submissive, that she doesn't have a say.
Yeah.
Or that she can't have a idea. Like no. God gave her a mind. She has an idea.
Mm-hmm.
She has perspective. She brings that stuff to me, and I think about it. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So ultimately, every decision that is made here is by me.
Mm-hmm.
But she definitely has a say in everything because I can't think of everything. She's actually a lot sharper than I am with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is like I said in the beginning of the podcast. Sometimes I'll be so busy I can't think of everything.
Right.
Like, so I have to be reminded, like, hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do that. Like, oh yeah, you're right. Thanks for
Mm-hmm.
reminding me. So
Yeah.
she's definitely been a blessing on that front right there. But I will say, it was I'm not gonna say too much because for those of you who didn't know, me and Crafty actually do have a podcast coming up on March 13th on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. It's not gonna be it's not live stream. It's gonna be pre-recorded because she don't want to do live stream. She wants it to be pre-recorded. I said, okay, whatever you want to do, because it was her idea.
Yeah.
So we are going to open up about as much as she's comfortable with opening up because we feel like we got a lot of stories and a lot of advice that we can give younger couples out there that are, in a relationship or engaged or about to get married. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, we never thought that we would even be doing this, but we ended up looking in the mirror like, dang man, we're not that young anymore. We're actually getting up in the age right now. Like we see people that's 20, 25 years old in love and
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting married. What do you think? I'm like, okay, well let's have a conversation. So one thing we do is we like to have dinner with younger couples.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we get an opportunity, just to talk to them a little bit, just hey, you say I do. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. That's it. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, my guy.
Good to see you, brother. I'm supposed to be streaming and I got invested in this podcast like Bitcoin. I see y'all enjoy this topic. Hey, that's the comment of the night right there. That's the comment of the night. The fact that you
Yes.
came here and spent time with us and invested your time, we we appreciate it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wish it had been done last week, but
Things
it
happen.
it is things happen.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So if anybody got any questions out there, I mean that's all I got, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Man,
gas that one.
we talked about a lot tonight, and it was very, very, very good, very worthwhile. Um, Again, guys, we appreciate y'all being here. If y'all hadn't liked the episode, please like it, share it. We definitely want to get the word out to everyone else, because
Absolutely.
I feel like everybody can have a good under not I'm not gonna say understanding, but definitely a good thing to come to and listen to.
Right. So I don't think either of us really went into this topic with searching for a solution
Mm-hmm.
because I think this is more of an individualized matter
Yeah.
from person to person.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that it definitely deserved to be talked about, you know, from the perspective of people on the outside, who are in relationships, and just looking at what we see and just giving our own perspective. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope that at some point, people out there, everyone finds the love of their life.
Agreed.
Nobody deserves to be by themselves. I don't know everyone's status here, whether you're married or whether you're in a relationship or if you're in a season of singleness. Hey, let me say this much: singleness is a blessing. It really is. I know that it might not seem like it because you see people around you having babies and getting married
Mm-hmm.
and all this other stuff, and sometimes it can seem a little depressing. But just know that I feel like this is, in my opinion, this a season of singleness is a season of you working on yourself,
Yep. Agreed.
perfecting yourself, configuring your attributes, preparing yourself for that really special person that comes into your life. So
Yeah.
singleness, it is a blessing. So hopefully, during that time period, you have, really close friends and acquaintances that can kind of help you get through that. Because
Mm-hmm.
of course, I'm gonna say like being alone is not an option. So keep close friends and keep associates and
Yeah.
go out, have fun during that time period as you work on yourself.
Right. Right. Because I mean, man, I lost being single. to me, I call it the age of revelation because you have to reveal what you're looking for. You have to reveal within yourself what about you can you work on to better yourself before your next relationship. Because I think,
Yes.
I really think, and I mean, chat, y'all, I'm sure y'all can agree with me or disagree, but I feel like most people bring a lot of baggage to their next relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really hurts the relationship when you can't let go of that baggage from previous relationships. Um, and just like Alpha said, communication and maturity is the solution. And I
Yes.
definitely agree with that.
Yes.
If you can't communicate with your partner, which I mean, I'm not gonna say everybody communicates well with their partner, but we're still working on it.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I think I mean I honestly think if you can communicate with your partner or your significant other, everything's gonna fall into place. So
Communication really is key, and I know that might sound cliche, but it's so true because where there's no communication, there's doubt, and if there's doubt, there's concern. If there's concern,
hmm
there's assumptions, and then people tend to go off of assumptions.
yeah.
And if you're going off of assumptions, sometimes you can make a mistake,
hmm
and that might be a mistake you might not be able to recover from. This is why you need to talk to each other. You need to
Yeah.
communicate. Say how you feel, mean how you say it,
Yeah.
and
Ooh,
be respectful, of course. But
ooh, Carlos, that is actually an interesting take. Less love, more comprehension. Hmm.
I like that.
Because I mean, you're right. Because you have to communicate to comprehend what the other person's saying, and the more you comprehend, the better the love between you two is gonna be.
Facts. That's great. I like that. That's the key for a successful relationship. Yes, no communication equals no trust in some instances. And if
Mm-hmm.
there's no trust, we all know this. We've learned this as teenagers.
Yep.
If there's no trust, there can be no love. So,
Silly
yeah.
of me for trying to trust. I went the wrong way.
I also wanted to add that you don't have to always have sex in every relationship that you're in. Ooh, I just mentioned that today. I just mentioned that today. Come on now. Come on now.
Alpha over here preaching,
Come on
bro.
now.
She's over here preaching.
Yeah,
Oh, going it,
tell that to society that has
man.
normalized casual sex, okay? But that's true. You don't. But if you get into a relationship with somebody and you say, "Yo, I'm not, that's not I'm not about that. I don't want to
Mhm.
do that." You'll learn real quick whether that person is for you or for that.
Mhm.
So, I think that's a really good way to actually figure out whether a person's for you is tell them you ain't giving it up.
Yep.
And that goes for guys too, not just ladies, fellas too.
90 days. You in a probationary period.
Hey,
Uh,
you gotta see what's good. Soul ties is it's a real. Oh man, that might be another topic right there.
yeah, that might be episode 7.
That parental discretion is advised.
Advised.
I can talk about that.
That might be next episode.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's do a poll. How about that? We should do a poll
Let's see.
on Twitter or Instagram or whatever.
Oh wait, you can do a poll right here.
Unfortunately, people won't listen to me. I don't know, Alpha. I mean, for every for every 10 people, I'm sure that there's got to be somebody out of a group that will listen. Not everybody's ears are clogged up. And I know for a fact that the mass majority of people are seeking some sort of like truth or seeking some sort of knowledge
Mm-hmm.
to exalt, to get over particular things they may be struggling with. So don't ever say that nobody's gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
Because
Because
we're just two regular guys from Florida and Mississippi. People don't know us from a can of paint. But this is what you call just taking the initiative and
right.
just talking about the hard stuff.
Yep.
We could have said the same thing, but we got all of y'all here in the chat. We didn't think like when we started this, we didn't know people were gonna come. But hey, regardless of whether people are here or not, we're gonna still do this. This is what we
Mm-hmm.
do.
It's just like we tell y'all when it comes to streaming. Talk like ain't nobody here. Well, talk like people are here.
Yeah. Clarifying words of wisdom is a part of the song by an artist who had ties with my family. Sadly, he passed 3 years ago. He was the same gen as my grandparents. Okay.
Hmm.
Because you're transferring not only energy but spirits as well as as you said, burdens. Yeah. We're gonna save that topic. You make sure that you're here for that one, Alpha. Soul
Yep.
ties. That's
Hmm.
that's the whole point of Two Bearded Guys. We're gonna talk about the hard stuff. For educational purposes only.
Only.
Yeah. If you don't take the first step, then others will make a reaction to your step. Facts. Well, I think I think this is a wrap, my guy. What do you say?
It is a wrap.
Yeah, we've been at it for an hour and a half. I think that I think that's pretty much the limit that we've given ourselves.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll be here all night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like what job?
Right, exactly. Well,
uh,
folks, we definitely appreciate first of all the y'all being here, the attendance, the likes. We got 9 likes. If you haven't liked the stream, please go ahead and do so we can get pushed on that YouTube algorithm. This isn't Twitch, so the best thing that you all can do is like. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you for the comments, the dialogue, bro. Thank you, of course, for switching it because for y'all don't know, I was the one I had to work last week, so I couldn't do the podcast. But I appreciate you, like always.
of course, of course.
And like I said, we're grateful for all of you. Every time y'all show up, like real talk. So we will be back the week after next.
Mm-hmm.
That's spring break. And that's also the same week me and Crafty start our podcast. So I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be on Twitch. Cause I've taken off about 3 days that week. I didn't take the whole week off.
Mm-hmm.
But I did take off a few days just so I can read a little bit and kind of enjoy my kids while they're on break. But
Right.
you know,
Huh.
any last words, bro?
No, not really. I mean, if you guys are free, D said he probably will be firing up the stream. So if y'all see the noti, go ahead and drop in. It's been a minute since he been in there. Um, then of course most of y'all that are in my community know we're still raising money for type 1 diabetes awareness. So and if you guys don't know, I have a goal of $1,000 by the end of June. If we so happen to hit that goal, which I know at least 2 people that are trying their hardest to hit this goal,
Yeah.
Miss Beard is hitting me in the face with a pie. So, but that's not the sole reason of the charity. Again, most of y'all know I am diabetic. So this gives me an opportunity to make it more aware within my community and other people surrounding my community. So we definitely appreciate your support. But we also appreciate your support here as well.
Right. Yeah, because this is not easy to do, but we definitely appreciate all support, all support.
Yep.
Well, we hope everyone out there has a great weekend. Y'all be safe, and we'll be back. Not not next Friday, but the Friday after. Like I said, we'll do that poll. We'll put it on Twitter just to kind of get an idea of what people want to see. Just to spark some engagement. But y'all have a blessed night. Thank you all for watching. Peace.